Hey, welcome back to another episode of Revamped Outdoors. My name's Elliott. On this channel, we like to do 3D printing for the outdoors, mainly fishing lures. And I thought to myself, what can I do for a video idea? I got a bunch in the queue that are working. I'm working on them, editing and stuff like that. But for right now, what can I do? I got a couple suggestions off of Instagram for different baits to do, and I'm going to put those onto the subreddit that I've mentioned below. There will be a link in the description down below, but I have mentioned it earlier in a different video. The subreddit is basically there for you to post up sketches and stuff, and then different people will take and run with it and hopefully post out STLs and stuff like that. So it's a free forum to try and get cat advice. So I will be posting a couple lures onto there. But then I got to thinking, well, if I'm doing those, why don't I just make a video on it? So that's what this is going to be. I'm going to try and push my limits. I'm going to try and design as many lures as I can in 60 minutes. So we're going to do it for 1 hour. I'll put on a timer on my phone and the alarm will go off. When it's off, it's done. So I'll try and recap it a little bit at the end, each lure, and then I'll try and edit this video down to about 10 minutes, something that's a little more consumable. And then I'll also put a link down below for the unlisted video where I'll just put up all 60 minutes of it, the full hour, if that's something you want to see, kind of the intricacies of each bait and stuff like that. So I'm going to shoot for as many as I can. Don't know how many that's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be a decent amount, and hopefully this will turn into something entertaining and I won't just get frustrated, storm off in the first 20 minutes. So we'll see. The first two I'm going to kind of cheat on a little bit. They're going to be from Instagram suggestions that I got from an Instagram user. But after that, I'm just going to wing it. I haven't sketched anything out. I'm just going to take it all off the top of my head. What comes out, comes out. So kind of like more of an artsy video, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to get comfortable here. I'm going to lower my chair a little bit. That's really low. That's all right, though. I think it'll still be fine. We'll still be all right. So we're going to put it on the top like that. I'm going to get this back to the top. So I think with this one, he was thinking kind of like a Ned rig type thing. So I'm just going to say, okay, there. He's got the mark here for 3 inches. So I'm going to go back into my canvas. I'm going to calibrate that to 3 inches, which is about 75 millimeters. So we'll do maybe like 78 millimeters, something like that. So we'll get that nice and calibrated in there. We'll move it around to that origin. So we're actually centered on the origin. We'll say okay. Take this origin off. So now what I'm going to do is try and get this right here. He wants a flat tail. He doesn't want that all coned out. So what I'm going to do is just trace the outside of this with my first sketch. So I'm going to come in here with the first sketch. I'll come up here like that. Phone's going off because that's what phones do. I'm going to do a control point spline. Always been a fan of the control point spline. Just makes life pretty easy, I think. Then it tapers down in the body here. I'm going to take a little bit of our artistic license here. Kind of let Fusion decide some of this too with that spline. So now I'm just capping off the top and the bottom because those are going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do a spline down here. Yeah, I'll do a spline down here now. I'll zoom in a little bit. Go down to about right there. I think that'll work well. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. He wants this core with some ribs. So I think what I'm going to do is bring that out just a bit so it's a little bit bigger. A little bit thicker. I'm going to connect that down to there. And then what I'm going to do is just go every 2 millimeters. I'm going to make a line up here. And I know this is a little tedious kind of, but it works for the way I'm going to do it. I know that didn't make any sense, but switch that back over to 2. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't start a timer. So I'm going to start a timer. It's 9:50 right now. So we're going to go till 10:50. So yes, I got like 2 or 3 minutes there. Extra. I'll count it. Alright, we got 60 minutes. See how many we can do. Off to a great start for getting the timer already. Because my ribs are going to be about 2 millimeters. So I'm just going to go up there and get after it. You could do this with a pattern. I wonder if you could do points. I wonder if you could do a point. Let's try it. Let's do a point right here. And I'm going to do a rectangular pattern with this point. Let's see if that works. I'm going to do it to this extent here. And I'm going to do a distance of 2. No, that's going to do it the other way. Distance of 2 millimeters. No, we're going to want that to be 38 millimeters. That's where we were up there. And then I'm going to do spacing at, we'll just increase this to 2. There we go. We'll increase that all the way up until we get up to the top. Say okay. Oh, look at that. It did work. That's way quicker. That's way quicker. I don't know why I haven't been doing that before. You would think a fellow would do that. But no. Why would I? That'd be easy. That would be easy. So we're just gonna connect these out to the edge. This will all make sense in a minute, I promise. Computer doesn't like it for some reason. I don't know why, but it'll make sense in a minute. It's taking its sweet time in there. Yeah, for some reason it dogs out. I think maybe because coincidence or something in there, but whatever. It'll be fine for now. I ain't too worried about it. Oops. Control Z is your friend. And then this one right here is not going to quite make it. But that's okay. That's fine with me. Okay, so we got to connect these ones. And you got to make sure they're onto that line too. That's the important part. Oh, now Fusion will just quit on me. There goes my 50 minutes. There we go. It figured itself out. It just needed a little help. That's all. It better not do that on each one of these. I'll drive a guy nuts. Boy, I'd be done with this thing already if it wasn't so crazy. There we go. That's nuts. I wonder why it's doing that. I wonder if it's because the canvas is still on there. Nope, nothing to do with the canvas. That's kind of frustrating. It's alright though. Bear with me. This will all make sense eventually. I promise. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I could put the mic up a little higher too. Or closer to my head. Closer to my face, sir. There we go. That's fine. We'll go here. Gotta zoom in so I actually hit the line, not the other part. the reference line, as it were. Boy, oh boy, this is taking forever. I don't understand. There we go. Good grief, it shouldn't take that long. It should just pop in the line and be done. As long as it doesn't do this on any other the other parts, I'm okay with it. That's fine. But we'll have to see. Because who knows? I don't know. Taking forever. Good grief. Alright, one more to go. One more to go here. Need the Jeopardy music to play over that. Alright, so now we have the rough sketch on one side of this. And now we're just going to use my favorite tool of all time, which is going to be a revolve. And hopefully there's enough in here that... yeah, perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is just do a revolve around that axis there. Right here. It's going to create that like that. Okay, so now what we can do is say, okay, that's a new body there, and I think what I'm going to do is flatten that out a little bit. I don't know really if that was his intention with this bait. I don't know if he wanted it more round or not. I'm going to guess slightly ovulate fusiform design is what I'm going to guess. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab that newly formed body. I'm just going to modify and scale it. I'm going to go non-uniform. I'm just going to squish it down just a bit. Something like that. I like that a little bit. I like that a little bit. It's not really like a Ned Riggs, more circular, but I don't mind that. Something a little different. Okay, then we're going to bring that sketch back. I think this is going to only be a one sketch lure, which is kind of crazy. He wanted this one to be flat, so all I'm going to do here is edit this sketch again. The body's going to go away naturally, but what we're going to do here is just grab those two. I'm going to mirror that, put it on the other side. I'm going to finish the sketch again. He wanted that flat, so all I'm going to do is press pull this to that edge. I don't know if I want it too much over that edge, truthfully. I just kind of want it like that. I'm alright with it kind of like that. I want it a little bit bigger than that, just so when we... you know what I'm going to do? We're going to loft it in there. So we got to pick what we want for size. I'm going to do probably 3 millimeters thick. I found that gives a lot of action, so I'm going to do 150 on each side. We're going to make that a new body, okay? And then we're going to turn the sketch off because we're done with it. We're going to take that body and we're just going to move it down. I'm going to move it down like here. Something like that. Maybe a little bit higher. And what we're going to do is we're going to loft in between this and that top of that. And it's going to create, it's going to interpret where we wanted it. There we go. It's kind of like a end there. I like that. That works. We're going to join that all together, so now that is all one big one. Now we got to go in and do all our fillets and everything. So sometimes this works really well, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to say that it does and hope that it does. We're just going to go and select all of these. And we're going to fill it. And we're going to try 1 and see if... No, not going to work. Sometimes that happens. 9-9 might work, though. Look at that. Yo, we got it. So I say, okay. And we come in here. I want this filleted just a little bit. We'll do like 50 micron. I guess that would be 50 millimeters. Or 0.5 millimeters, excuse me, half a millimeter. And I'm going to come in here. This is kind of a pain. This may work like this, like 0.5. Yeah, that would work. So let's try that. Let's go through and select all these and see what it does. Sometimes that doesn't work either, but we'll give her a go. Really? Just clicked off my control button real quick there because I'm not smart. So then what we're going to do is go like 0.6. Oh, that's not bad. We'll see. 0.8. Oh, that's not bad either. 0.9. Can we do the full one? Nope. It's going to freak out. 0.99 on there. There we go. There we go. Now we got something working. So we say okay there. So we got that all filleted. So then we're going to come here. That's going to be a pain. Let's see if we can't get it to just work this way. Oh, it did work that way. And then we'll grab these, maybe these, and see if it'll work at the same time. Oh, it will. There we go. How about this one? I don't know if I want to do that one, though. No, I want that to be pointy still. There we go. All I'm doing is control selecting on those. Nothing fancy. Let's see if we can get 1.2. Nope. 0.1. Nope. 1. We can get 1. Well, we could get 1. What happened there? We had it. It just worked. No, 0.92. That's alright. That looks good to me. Plus we're on a time crunch, so looks just fine to me. So we say that. There we go. There we go. We have this Instagram user Kata91's slight Ned rig. I think it looks pretty good. First one down. 13 minutes. All right, let's save that. Apparently, we have to somehow save that. 3D printer parts. Sure, works good. Ned Wright. Okay. Got 1 done. Let's go to 2. Okay, we're going to insert another canvas. I think, no, it wasn't that one. Cancel. That's the one we just did. So insert another canvas. This one. I think this one is a swim bait more. So we're going to zoom in here. Side view. 3.5 total length. Very similar to the one we just did, but we're going to try and do it a little different, I think. So this is a little hard to interpret, this side view here with the circle there. I'm not quite sure if he's saying a flat tail or a paddle tail. So I think what we'll do is make a paddle tail with a bit of an extension on top. And that should be okay. go here to here, 3.5 total, so that's essentially 75 plus 12, so we'll do like 88 millimeters. Then what I'm going to do, I probably won't use the side view for much anything, because we're going to flatten it to make it do that. So what I'm going to do is kind of just get this as straight as I can again on that. Let's do like -2. That should be alright. We'll do -2. We'll put it up here. So I think to tackle this one first, what we're going to do is just make the body, and then we will get it fitted the way we want, then we'll put the tail on. So I'm going to create another sketch here. I'm going to run that line up the middle, and based on his sketch, I think I like the side profile of this side better, so that's what the one I'm going to use. So again, I'm just going to run into control point spline again, and I'm just going to boom, 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 boom. Follow his drawn lines the best I can. And then I'm just going to keep it going there. That one's a little off. Okay with that. And I'm just going to end it right there. And then what we can do is go to the select, and then we can kind of move that around again. So I don't mind that too much. We're going to go here to here. We're going to cap the nose cone off there, the same way we did in the other bait. Then we are going to put a point at 2 millimeters, because that seems to work well. It seems to fit in with the rest of it. And then we are going to, no we're not, I lied. We are going to bring that body section in, which is going to be like right here, I think. Give it a little thickness. So then we will that to 90. We'll mate it right there. And I think for the purpose of this, we will probably end the ribbing at, I'm thinking about right here. Just because otherwise it'll be too small to be practical. So I'm going to make this 180. And we'll just end it right there. But then we're going to go 2 millimeters up here. I am going to put in a point right here. Then I'm going to grab this one and delete that. With a quick right click. Then I am going to select that point. We're going to go up with it. We are going to go, how far? We're going to go up like 58 with it, I think, something like that. But we're going to do spacing. Not at 58. 1, 2. There we go. I guess it doesn't matter at that point because you're just clicking these. We're going to see how many we get to the top. And I think that one will be pretty close, yeah. Okay, so then we're going to say, okay, we got all our points 2 millimeters apart. We're going to come in and we're going to hope that the computer doesn't take forever to do these ones. Nope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's actually working quickly this time. We might be able to get more than 2 baits done. That's nice. If anybody knows why it was slow on that other one, let me know. Maybe it was some of my workflow that screwed it up. It's entirely possible. I'm pretty good at messing stuff. Yeah, see, now it's starting to slow down. Not sure why, but it's alright. I'm alright with it. It's doing all the complicated math for me. Maybe I wasn't hitting it directly on the line or something. I don't know. But it's taking its sweet time, that's for sure. Not bad, though. Not bad. I've dealt with much worse. I think this is really a key example of why it's really nice to have proper sketches with dimensions and stuff. He did a pretty good job on his sketches, but I'm still having to interpret some of this, so ideally have a few more sketches, like with the orientation being exactly laid out, and like this is how I want the paddle tail to be, because especially when we're doing it like with the 3D printer and stuff, it's only one time, and then you got to keep going. Each iteration isn't just like drawn in on a piece of paper. It's a lot of work. So, but this is much better than some I've actually received. So some sketches are just like, hey, you want to make this? It's like, well, I mean, I got my own ideas too, Oh man, we got tons left. What's going on here? It's slowing me down. Computer processing speed slowing me down. It's alright, it'll be worth it in the end. The real cool part would be like using some fluid dynamics modeling on the STLs to kind of see what they'll do before you even make them. That'd be really cool. I'm sure that's what some larger companies are doing, like Berkeley and all that are making some of these, but not me. Just me in a bathtub running stuff around. Somebody's trying to contact me. Phone's blowing up again. And we probably get one more out of this. Probably get one more out of that one. Alright, like I said, I think what we're going to do is make the body now. And then the tail will come in later, I think. So what we're going to do is finish this sketch. We're going to break that canvas off. We're just going to do exactly what we did before. And hope that there's enough on there. Hopefully. Who knows? Oh, look at that. Man, every time. It's like he actually sketched it out or something. So we're going to use that as also on there. We're going to revolve that around this axis. And we have our body. There we go. So now normally what I would do is finish this up. So I think what we're going to do is finish this first before we even mess with the tail. I'm okay with that. I think that'll be a good idea. So we're just going to try and do this all at once. See if the computer can handle it, eh? It should with 0.99. should be able to handle it with 0.99. We don't want that one. Not yet, anyway. 0.99 is going to work. Heyo. Heyo. Say okay. Then we're going to come in here independently, I think. We're going to do like 1 on there. I don't know if I like the look of that. 0.6. Yeah. Say okay with that. We're going to come in here. Do 0.6 on there. Yep, roll it down like that. That'll work. Now we got to come up with a tail. Actually, let's adjust the fusiform of this, because we want to kind of have this belly out more on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is modify that right now with a scale, non-uniform, and we're just going to shrink this in a bit. I don't know about that much. That seems a bit excessive. Let's do, well, let's re-look at his sketch there. He had it more, well, that's about what we had anyway, I think, for the most part. I mean, maybe a little bit more of a belly here, but not really. I think it's almost fine the way it is. I'm just gonna do that just a bit though. Like, let's do like, yeah, maybe like 0.8, something like that. And that way it's a little bit more fusiform. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Okay, now we gotta come up with the tail. So that's a little bit trickier. Couple different ways of doing that. What I like to do is I like to set like on the side here, like what's gonna make this have the best tail pop action. So on his sketch here, he had it mostly flat. My experience, that doesn't quite always end up in the best action, but what we can do is kind of like make it just slightly that way. So let's see here. Let's do a sketch. Create a sketch on this plane. I think what I'm going to do is just run a line here, kind of just with a bit of an angle. So something just about like that. Okay, and then this is a little weird, I know, but bear with me here. What I'm going to do is I am just going to use this as a cut tool, and it's just going to be symmetric on there, like that. Then I can make a new sketch on this right here, and that's going to be my tail. So what I can do then, essentially, you can't really find the center, and I don't know why this is, oh, this is off center because I'm on this sketch. That's not a big deal, whatever. So, or on this area. So what I can do then is essentially find the center of this with the ellipse tool, hopefully. I mean, for the most, oh, cancel. Every time it does it to me. Let's see. That's such a pain in the butt. Finish the sketch. Oh, I had the shift key on the whole time. That'll do it every time. So what I'm going to do here to make my life easier is I am going to do move this one to this. I'm going to say okay. That gets me on the origin. At least I know that's my center. I'm sure there's better and easier ways to do that, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to do a sketch on that again. There we go. Now I can do this. Let's get off of there. Let's finish the sketch. Let's put this sketch on tail sketch. Then what I'm going to do is... God, that other tail sketch is getting in my way all the time. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a rough estimate of how big he wants this tail. Assuming this is all in proportion, right? That's what we're trying to assume anyway. So roughly he wants it about, I'm going to say 15 millimeters. I can remove that sketch because who cares. So edit sketch, we're going to do 15 millimeter circle. And it's going to be a circle. Do like, yeah. I mean, I could see that working. Ideally, I think what we're going to do is switch it up a little bit. We'll do an ellipse. We'll do an ellipse here. Let's do like 15 here. Really? Ellipse. Let's do 15 up. Here's what we're going to do. I don't like that either. We're at 3.9, 3.9. So if we go down a little bit more, maybe in like the 2. There we go. And then we do an ellipse for 15. Right? And 15. I don't like that either. Let's go 13. I like that a lot. So then there we go. We got that right there. I'm thinking we need a little bit bigger. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Bigger, smaller on this? I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to go 18. Oh yeah. I like bigger paddle tails. Okay, now that's easy now. Now that's just a function of, hey, check this out. We got an ellipse on this surface. We just pull it out 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters is always good for a tail, I found. I don't know why. I'm going to join that now. Then we're going to hit this side and this side with the fillet, and it's going to be 1.5 to make it round. There it is. Then it's going to meet up on that one too. Ooh, doggy. Look at that. I think that might be a good bait. So there you go. Now we got Caddis swim bait done. Where are we at? We're at a half an hour. Let's see where our timer's at. Oh, we got 30 minutes left. It's cool. Now we can design some stuff. So let's save this one. Got swim bait. Save. We got that one going. So now we're starting off from scratch here. Now we're just starting off from what's in my head. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know. What are we doing? Let's design a crawfish. Let's do a craw. I love craws. They're like my fave. I'm gonna go 4 inch craw. That's a pretty big craw, but we're gonna do it today. So that's gonna be 100 millimeters long by the end of it. So I'm gonna put that 50 just so I'm in the right ballpark. Now we got 100 millimeters here to play with. So what I'm gonna do is right away, I like to do the like rules of thirds kind of thing. It just makes things look good. I'm gonna do an arc right away. I'm gonna do an arc up here. I don't think that was on the right spot, but I'm gonna do an arc all the way up here and then probably down 65. 65 looks good. Then we're gonna have the belly come kind of, not belly but the body Come about right there. Then what I'm going to do, I want to make a similar craw to the one I've done in the past, but we'll do a little smaller this time, so we'll go like 2.3. Here's the crazy part about Fusion, right? You want this ball to be everywhere. Too bad. Not getting that ball to go everywhere. It's just not happening. You know, that ball is not going to go everywhere. You can't go up here. You can't do the old rectangular, circular pattern. Can't do none of that. Here's what we got to do. We got to go through a convoluted deal. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go under here. I want to make that a half, a circle half, right? Then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to revolve that into a sphere. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. The reason I do that is because Fusion will let you do a pattern on a path with a body. It'll let you do it with a body, but it won't let you do it won't let you do it with a sketch. Isn't that weird? Objects. I want this body right here. Isn't that weird? So now we got to go down here in path direction. Then we just come up here. I want it probably stopping all the way up to the top, but I want a bunch of those. So we're just gonna, and it'll evenly space it for us. I want like that many. Say okay. Now here's the crazy part. Here's the other crazy part. We need to do another sketch. Create another sketch. Right meal. And then we need to do a project on an intersect geometry of all these guys. Right there. Say okay. Then if we remove them, we have those in our sketch. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that not make any sense? I don't know why it makes you do it like that, but it makes you do it like that because it's weird. This is kind of how it is. So then I'm going to finish that sketch real quick. I want this line from this other sketch, but those bodies aren't in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to edit this sketch, open the sketch up. I'm going to open that sketch up, and all I'm going to do is select those two. I'm going to do a Control C. Then I'm going to come into my other sketch that we already have here. I'm going to open that back up. Then I'm going to paste that back in. I'm going to say okay. So then at least I know it's in there now. So now I have this sketch. What I want to do is I want to select all of these, which is kind of a pain. And I guess I could just do this. That ain't gonna do it. There we go. There we go. Get rid of that one. Then we can create a revolve. My favorite tool ever in Fusion 360. We can turn the bodies back on because, you know, we just have to turn all these off. And there we go. And all I want to do here is do a new body. There we go. Now we got our craw body. We got that all set up. Now, here's the problem. That's pretty fat craw. We don't want it, you know, big balloony, fatty mess craw, you know. What we want is a nice scaled down craw. So I want to do the front. I'm going to do non-uniform because that's how I roll. I'm going to bring it down to like that. He's pretty fat though. He's still fat, but he's better. Alright, then we got our sketch in there. All we're going to do is create another sketch. I'm always all about creating more sketches. I don't care. I always do my center lines too. More sketches the better. People are probably freaking out like, why don't you have this on a component and stuff like that? Hey, you know what? You don't need that all the time. You don't need that all the time. Here we go. We got another sketch here. We're going to do a fit point spline. We're going to make him have some big old craws like that. Big old craws. Big ones. Like a crazy crayfish. Brr. We're going to come back in here. They're going to be big. He's like a lobster. He's the king of the stream, as it were. Something like that, maybe. Ooh, should we make it like real lifelike? Like that? Ooh, that kind of looks good. I kind of like that. I'm going to bring that back in. A little bit too wide, I think, but we'll tweak it in. I don't mind that right there. That's kind of goofy looking. That's not bad. I'm alright with that. Then we're gonna bring this in here, and then just for the future, we're gonna bring this in here, and that'll make sense in a minute why we did that, but we'll do it later. It'll make sense. Then we want this maybe to paddle a little bit. Do we want this to paddle up a little bit? Have some paddles on it? Let's do it. Let's make some paddles, huh? Why not, right? We're crazy like that. We're crazy like that. I don't want to press pull anything yet. Why did you do that to me? That's crazy. Don't do that to me. Gosh, just wants to beat me up. We're getting a little fancy here on this, but that's all right. It'll be all right. I think what I want it to do, something like that. That'll be okay. I think that'll be okay. Now, normally we wouldn't have to do this step, this mirror step, but because we're gonna add this little paddle fin in here, we're gonna have to mirror this. So I'm just gonna create a mirror within my sketch still. I'm still within my sketch. I'm gonna do a mirror like that. So then I got two halves. Then I'm gonna finish the sketch. I'm gonna turn my body back on. Look at that. That's a serious craw. It's got some serious craws. Alright, and then we are going to press pull this up. We're going to do a symmetric. Like I said before, I really like 3mm. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but it's symmetric, so I really like 3mm. Just seems to work really well, so I'm going to do 3mm there. And we're going to say okay. And then we are going to reselect these, and we're going to want these to go up. Probably like, because it's in the middle, we're going to do like, I want them to go up 1.5 above this, and maybe 2 above this. So we'll do 3.5. That'll make those go up about 2 above that, because it is 1.5 from that area. Then we're gonna join those in together there. Then we're gonna cut that off. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attempt to fillet this stuff all at once, and it's probably not gonna work, but we're gonna give it a go. Yeah, I'm gonna freak out in it. Yep. Sure is. You know why it's gonna freak out? I'm a big dummy. What I'm gonna do here is not join those yet. Okay, we got the sketch done. The body in there. We don't need that yet. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna make these separate. And then we're going to join them. Symmetric, 0.5. And we're going to say okay. Then we are going to pull these back up to 0.3 or 3.5. 0.5, I mean. We're going to get these back in there. And we're going to join those with those. Then what we're going to try and do is do the old fillet for 1. Where's it lighting me up? Right here? Yeah. Okay. About 0.9. 0.8. 0.7. 0.5. 0.6. What is going on? 0.3, 0.4. Fine. You know what? We'll try it independent. The fillet chamber cannot be created at the request size. Try adjusting the size. For what? What's the problem here? Cancel. Let's, what happens there? Oh, dude, I had this whole thing planned out, and you guys just come in here and you just causing all this grief for me. I don't understand. What happens if we do it this way? 1.5 symmetric. Huh. Huh. Well, that's the first time I ever had something like that happen. See? Works fine there. Why is it working fine there? What's your problem? What's your problem, dude? What's your problem, dude? Let's do 3.5. Join on this one. It's okay. What's the problem here, bro? Working fine now. Wow. I don't know what to tell you on that, folks. That's weird. Nope. Every time. 0.6. It is. Symmetric. 1.5. Okay. 3.5. Okay. This one and this one. Modify, combine, join. That's not what I wanted. 0.6 it is. Oh my gosh. Why? It just worked. I had just done that like 2 seconds ago. Wow, that's frustrating. Let's see, body here. Let's delete that body. Let's try it again. Let's do 1.5 symmetric. So, okay. What happens here? 0.6 works right there. What's the problem then? What is the problem? People are asking. 3.5. Join on to this one. Join on to you, he said. 0.6, huh? Why? Why would it work on one side? Really? Okay, whatever. Got it on one side. Why wouldn't it do that? Work 0.3, huh? 2. Well, press for time. So that's going to be 0.3 there. Can I remove this fillet? Oh, I might have killed the computer. Might have killed the computer. Oh man, I'm only going to get 2 done. And they were from sketches. That's rough, dude. That's freaking rough, bro. There we go. Got it back. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to bring this back. Not what I wanted. I wanted that one, maybe. 25 faces. 23. That's not what I wanted to do. Delete this one. Did I not just do that? I just tried that and it freaked out. Why would I do it again? Why would you do that again, Elliott? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. Frustrating. There we go. Whatever. Couldn't delete face, but alright, whatever. So we're pressed for time. So it's good enough. It'll work. Let's see here. Where's this? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect all these with a combine. We're gonna join. We're gonna go. We could go into here and do all of these, which I guess we'll do because we are making a bait. So we want to be as good as we can be. As good as we can be, I guess. No shortcuts. I mean, there's always shortcuts, but okay, so didn't we select that one? Why is that one being weird? Why wouldn't that just meet up there? It's okay, I guess. Kinda odd, but that's okay. 1.6. Oh, it meets up sideways like that. That's okay. Alright, 0.6. So that looks okay. It's up like that. So then we're gonna do 0.6 here. And I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. If you know, put it down in the comments below. There we go, 0.6 there. We got two meeting up. Big old craw. There we go. What are we gonna save this as? Big hands. Big hands. Alright, so we got big hands done. Let's do another one real quick here. I don't have that much time yet. So let's do a real easy like grub style bait. Let's do it in about let's make it 3.5. So let's do like 30. Let's make it 80 inches or 80 millimeters, excuse me. So we'll go 40. Let's go 80. Alright, we'll do 80. 80 millimeters sounds good. Alright, so then what we're going to do here is a little bit different. I think what I'm going to do is probably, yeah, we'll just make it round, right? Let's just make it round, or not round. You'll see what I'm saying here in a second. Let's do another one. Let's make it like 4 millimeters tall, and then we'll have the like head portion start about right there, and then the tail portion will start like right about there. What was that about? Start maybe there, 4 millimeters off of there. So then let's delete that. Create a point just of a frame of reference. Delete that, delete that, delete this. Wow, where'd that little line come from? Did I do that little line? That's rough. Why did I do that? And then we're gonna probably have the head go like here. Do like 43 there, make a nice number. Then I'm gonna do an arc here, 3 point. I like 3 point arcs. They make life a little easier. Do something like that. Then what we're gonna do is we are going to do the same deal, but with like a half point. Let's see. Let's do it with a circle here. We'll do it like a 1.5 circle. Let's see if we can't get that to work, because it's straight, right? So let's see if we can't get that to work with this, because we have this already set up. So if we do it like that, no. There we go. We can get it to work. So let's do like that. Maybe something like that. That looks good. Then we're just gonna cut this off right here. Cut that off sounds wrong, and it is wrong, but it's alright. And we're gonna stop being a dummy dumb. Why? I hate that freeform select. I don't know why that did that, but there we go. Good enough. Create. Then we're gonna modify. Oh, we're gonna finish sketch. What? We're gonna go 80 here. Doesn't keep distracting me. And then we're gonna go that freeform select, boy. I tell you what. Frustrating. Create a revolve. Look at that. Dunzo. Big old tube. Big old tube. Okay. Then we're going to go back into that sketch, but we're going to create a new one so we have that body with us. And then what we're going to do is just do a big old tail, because this is a big bait. So we need a big tail on it. I'm just using the free select there. Spline, as it were. I'm just going to tweak this one a little bit. I want it more like that. A little bit more punched out like that. A little bit more. Yeah. A little bit more kind of like that, I think. Kind of goes small then big. I think that makes kind of a cool action when it goes tight and then big again. So we're gonna go here and here. I don't really like that. We gotta move that around. Ideally make that as straight as possible. That's not bad, actually. I'm alright with that. I've learned to live with it. I've learned to live with it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Stomach's growling though. Let's do an arc there. Maybe that'll appease my sensibilities. If we did an arc, 3-point arc. Ooh, I got 1 minute left. Ooh, I got 1 minute left. Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay. I think what we need to do here is actually move this all down to something a little bit more like that. It'll work. Oh. I want to finish this one. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. Life will be just fine. Don't worry about it. We got it all worked out here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a sketch just really quickly. And I know that seems weird, but just trust me on it. It'll make sense in a second. I'm going to press pull this. And the only reason I'm doing this is to get my face plane here to create a sketch. And the only reason I'm doing that is to do this tiny little one right here. That's the only reason. And it'll make sense in a second, I promise. It will totally make sense in a second. This block we don't care about anymore. Just that little one. And the reason we care about that little one is because what we're going to do here, we're going to loft this to that little one. Yeah. Then we're going to join this. See how that worked out? See how everything works out in the end, folks? See how everything works out in the end. I'm going to press pull this one up 0.5 and symmetric. We're going to do a new body. The reason we're going to do a new body on this is because I want to bring that up. I want to bring that up because it is way too far down there. Yeah, I might even bring that down a little bit. Tell you the truth, I don't think it needs to be 3. I think 2 is probably good. Yeah, like 2 is good. And then we can move that down into this like that. Oh, snap. Cool part about Fusion too is I don't really like this bend at all here, you know, so I'm just gonna go in there. I want to mess with this just to make that kind of, that bend come out a little bit more. Maybe something a little more curly like that. That's not what I wanted to do either. Let's get rid of the body first. So I just want it to be tighter here. There we go. And that one, kind of like that, a little bit more like that. And this, that's way goofy. I don't want to do that. I want just that. There we go. That's all I wanted right there. And that one like that. And then that one like that. Oh yeah. That's much better. Oh yeah, much better. That's what I'm talking about. There, now what we can do is do this number, modify combine, right? Right? Am I right? Am I right? And then all we have to do here is hopefully do this and see what happens. Oh, like a boss. If we do 1, what happens? Nope, freaks out. Bet you if we do that, though, it'll work. Ayo. Fool it into working. So there we go. Now we got a grub type worm thing. This is a little, I don't like this over here, so I'm just gonna boop. There it is. There it is. Yeah, this maybe could go a little bit further up too, like this, like boop. And then boop. And then boop. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So there's another one. Alright, so that's actually 64 minutes there. I got 4 done in 64 minutes. It's a bit rough. I cheated a little bit. Alright, let's get set up. Do an outro. So just to recap here, this is the Cat and Ned rig that we did first. I'm not quite sure if I should have uniformly spaced that or changed the body around a little bit, but that's alright. Mostly a straightforward design, nothing too crazy here. Just knowing to split that up at kind of where you wanted to go. It always does help to have a canvas, which is really nice, and he did have some measurements in there, so it does aid in the design quite a bit. So as far as design goes, the only thing I would really change on this is maybe make it a little bit sleeker, or maybe make it a little bit smaller. That's why I tried to shrink it down a little bit sideways, so it's more of a fusiform. But overall, I'm sure it'll have great action. It's pretty difficult to make this work, I think, in a mold. You're going to need a lot of sprue holes here. You'll probably get some denting on the top, but, you know, hard designs never stopped anybody before, so definitely can do it. They make tons of those, like the ribworm and everything, so it's definitely possible. Next one did was the swim bait version of that. So this is kind of his idea, is having these ribs here. So made that a little bit more fusiform, put a big swim bait paddle tail on there, round tail, so it's got edges on both sides. I think this one will work pretty well. I don't see why not. A little tough maybe to get the hook all the way through there. You might have to drop shot it, and I think that's kind of what he designed this for, is more of a drop shot type situation. So I don't really see any problem with that. Looks pretty good to me. Then the third one was this big hands craw that we designed up. I just like designing crawfish. It's just fun to do. Crayfish, depending on where you're at in the country. I like putting these on my baits lately. These just kind of catch water a little bit. Gives the paddles, or the pincers, move a little bit more, so kind of like a big paddle hands. And then ribbing the bait of the body of the craw. I just like doing that. It just looks kind of nice. Yeah, not much to say here. Fun one. Yeah, fun to do. Then the last one we got done in the hour here was the grub tail. This is just a simple design. I mean, everybody and their mother has been fishing these forever. This is a little bit elongated body, a little bigger overall. I think this would probably have some decent action in the water, just because I like really funky looking tails. I don't like the normal grub tails, so I think this would probably have a decent amount of action in the water. This one might be fun to turn into something. I don't know. If you guys liked any of these baits, please leave a comment down below. You know, maybe there's a chance that we turn these into something real in the future. So if that is something you like, leave a comment down below. I wouldn't be opposed to turning some of these into something, even though they only took about, 15 to 20 minutes to do. So yeah, I don't know. If you do, leave a comment down below. So there you have it. Did cheat a little bit on the first two. Had sketches, and they were technically somebody else's thought up designs, but I figured why not try to sneak those into a video anyway. You can check out the subreddit below. I will post pictures of those and then what they look like afterwards. So that is kind of the spirit behind the subreddit. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, please check it out. Would appreciate it. Just started that a little while ago. I think it's kind of cool to interact with the community. Already got people posting stuff on there that blowing my mind, doing really cool stuff, making really cool molds out of silicone and stuff. So I'm just glad to see that we're kind of coming together as a community. It's pretty cool. So I thought, why not put a little bit designing out there in the space again, because I haven't done that in a while. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Maybe consider subscribing. Love to have you. Check out all this other social media I got. No problem there. I'm posting all the time on that stuff. So if I'm not posting on here, I might be there. And yeah, so it's winter. Hopefully you're at a place that either has ice fishing or doesn't have any ice, but the fish are still there. So hopefully you're out there doing some fishing or doing some making anyway in your house like I am. So not a huge fan of ice fishing this time of the year. It's kind of slow. The fish don't really bite. So been doing a lot of making. So yeah, hopefully see you on the next one. And until then, keep your amps up and your filament dry. Did I not just do that? I just tried that and it freaked out. Why would I do it again? Why would you do that again, Elliott? Because I'm an idiot. That's why.